Hi, I'm Reverend Roy Atwood, and this is FirstChurch. Thank you so much for joining us for worship. I'm joined by Aaron Reindel Sosa. Thank you for joining us, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Roy.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent.
So last week we had All Saints Sunday, and what do you think about the service that we had?
Oh, it was amazing. All Saints is a very special time of year. It's an opportunity for people to connect with loved ones who are deceased, and to navigate the reality of our faith, which tells us that there is life beyond death, and that we are all one in Christ, and that we have unity in the Spirit, whether we're physically together or if we're spiritually, physically apart but spiritually together.
I know you were telling me about you had a friend who visited.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a friends and family service for our modern worship. It's part of our soft launch. And I invited a guest who let me know that her grandmother had recently passed. I gave her the trigger warning. I said, hey, it's All Saints. Are you ready for that? And she showed up, and it was really helpful and cathartic for her to light a candle and to process that grief together and to get to share not only that moment with her grandmother in communion, but also that moment with other people.
Yeah, it was interesting. We're going to talk more about modern service later, but in a smaller, more intimate setting in the modern worship service, we were able to light candles ourselves. Where in the traditional service, we just had people light candles. Carrie and Monica lit candles. But it was nice to have. I was surprised by how many people did it. People really enjoyed that practice.
Absolutely. I think it speaks to the universal component to grief. We all love somebody and we've all lost somebody. And so there's something special about seeing people do that together.
Yeah. I know my fiance said that he wasn't planning on lighting a candle, but then in the moment he was really impacted by it and he lit a candle for his grandmother who passed away when he was younger. And he said he was just thinking about, what if she hadn't died and the impact that it would have had on his life and his family's life. But having that moment to connect with her in spirit was really important for him. So I thought that was cool.
That's awesome. That's why we should have these moments in worship.
Yeah. And one of the things I liked from Mitchell's sermon was this idea that I thought it was interesting that he went this way, that on All Saints Sunday, we're not only talking about the people that went before us, but we're thinking of the impact that we can make on the people who come after us. So he had this phrase about being good ancestors, which I thought was really interesting. Did you catch that?
I did, and it scared me.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think about the things that we inherit, the good and the bad from our families, right?
Yeah.
And so the things that I want to pass down, I want to be good things. It just makes me a little nervous.
Well, maybe it's a good thing to be more mindful about what you're passing down.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So then we're doing a new segment where we get to know our guests a little bit more, and we're going to rank our top 5 of something. And you said you wanted to rank your top 5 musicians.
Absolutely.
Give me your tops.
Okay, no order.
Okay.
No particular order. Bon Iver.
Bon Iver, yes. Something that you like about Bon Iver?
Well, I was really existential in college.
Yeah. He's perfect for that.
I was sad. I still don't know what the lyrics mean to any of the songs.
No. He has one song with Taylor Swift where he sings an octave down.
Oh, yeah.
He sings really low, and it terrifies me. I have to turn it off every time. But the rest of his music, I really like.
Music should be a little spooky, right?
I know, it's just it's so gravelly.
The timbre.
That it's unnerving to me.
Yes. Well, that leads me to number 2, Taylor Swift, because I'm basic. And she's excellent.
There's nothing wrong with liking Taylor Swift.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with I'm an apologist for Taylor Swift.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift album?
So I think some of her best work is Evermore.
Okay.
I relate deeply. But the one I connected with first is Reputation.
Okay.
I was going through my Reputation era when it came out.
Yeah, I am not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but my fiance is, and I'm supportive of that. So when I saw the Eras Tour, we saw it in New York City, which was really cool. And Jack Antonoff came out. And,
oh, really? Yeah. Lucky you.
And Ice Spice, they were both there. But my favorite era was Reputation. I kind of like the rock aspect of that.
The vibes are great. The camp is over the top.
Yeah. What about Evermore do you relate with?
It's just introspective and storytelling. I like singer-songwriter energy.
That's the one I think Bon Iver is.
Yes.
So that's already a connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, what's your next favorite?
Okay, I've been listening to MJ Linderman recently.
I have no idea who that person is.
That is okay. They were recently on, I don't know, a late night show, Jay Leno or something. They're starting to pick up.
Not been on the air for like a decade.
Well, I don't watch late night television, okay?
Okay.
So anyway, Chevy Chase had him on. No, I'm kidding. He's kind of like alt rock country, somewhere in that. Think like greasy diner music.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
MJ Linderman.
MJ Linderman. Okay.
Yeah. Slice of life, Americana.
I love Americana.
Oh,
I'm like the folk Americana.
That's your zone.
Yeah.
Do you have a big Counting Crows era?
No, I'm more like this. They're very obvious bands, but like Mumford & Sons and Lumineers, and Nathaniel Rateliff is really big right now. I just went to his concert.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, some of that. Brandi Carlile does a lot of Americana kind of stuff.
100%, yeah.
Okay, so you've given us 3, so you got 2 more.
Okay, so there's another singer-songwriter by the name of Henry Jameson.
Okay, I don't think I know Henry Jameson.
It's very Vermont. It's all, think a sweater.
Yes.
Think a failed relationship turned into an album.
Love that.
Think tackling toxic masculinity in your songwriting.
It reminds me a bit of Noah Kahan's songwriting a little bit. Do you like Noah Kahan?
I do like Noah Kahan.
Okay. But I'm guessing that say it again?
Henry Jameson.
Henry Jameson is more singer-songwriter-y.
Yeah, I would put Henry Jameson more into like it's a little bit more low-key.
Coffee house vibes.
Yeah, a little more coffee house, yeah.
Okay, who's our last one?
Dermot Kennedy.
Dermot Kennedy, again, I don't know.
Irish.
You're giving us the real deep cuts here.
I like music. I wish I like all the girlies too. Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay, we've got that covered,
yeah.
We're trying to branch out a little here.
Yeah. This is like, this is me if I'm on my walk, if I'm in it. Dermot Kennedy, think Irish, folk, rock, hip hop, somewhere in there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Irish, folk, pop, hip hop. Is that what
I'm going to have to send you the playlist. It's going to be.
Wow, I'm just overwhelmed with that.
Yeah.
Harrison.
He's taken off over the last couple of years.
Do you like some of Phoebe Bridgers' stuff? With her like moody.
Yes, absolutely. Before I drive my husband crazy.
I really like the Spotify day list. I don't know if you're a Spotify girl or not.
I love Spotify.
Okay, so they have like the day list.
Who even is Apple Music?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It changes throughout the day. And the evening playlist, if you get on the evening playlist, is all just like the kind of music you would like. Like I'm just driving through the woods late at night and it's got this moody music on. Yeah.
Right. The weather's not ideal.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what it's always coming up. Okay, so moving on to department update. You've got, you're running point a little bit on our modern worship service. So just tell the people what's going on right now in modern and what we're expecting for the future.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure to really get to facilitate some of the logistics and some of the organization around modern worship, but I want to emphasize that it has been a massive group effort from so many people, from all of the clergy, from a number of key staff members, and from a relatively enthusiastic and a really engaged group of lay people who have come to our church, who are excited about this, who are really putting in the work, and who are taking responsibility and growing in ways in their capacities to serve. So it has been incredible to watch all of the pieces come together and see everyone catch this vision and run with it and use their unique giftings.
Mm-hmm. So where are we right now with modern? What's going on at this point?
So we are in the soft launch portion of this modern worship service. So this has been an opportunity for us to connect with our community, connect with our friends and family, and have opportunities for people to both preview this service and offer us feedback as we continue to refine it. We want something that feels true to who we are as FirstChurch, but we also want something that can broaden the scope of the people that we can reach.
Right.
And so this is us saying, hey, come check this out. Let us know if we're doing a good job. Let us know if we are embodying who we are as a community, and let us know how we can improve so that when hard launch comes on January 12th, we'll be ready.
What's some of the feedback that you've gotten so far that's been most helpful?
People love the music. 9 times out of 10, the great feedback is about our worship band. And our worship director, Adam Pickrell, has been doing an incredible job leading a team of musicians. enlivening the crowd as we worship together, making great song selection choices. So that's been really great to see people connecting.
They're really talented.
Oh, 100%.
And when it gets you, it's interesting because modern isn't always my favorite type of service, but when I was in it this past week, because the music's loud in a different kind of way that you get in traditional, you could really sing out. And I'm a singer, and I was like, this is kind of fun. I just get to, because you're not reading from the hymnal, and this is the correct line to sing, right? So you can just kind of make up your own lines and fit in with people. And it was more, in some ways, it felt more communal that way because we were away from the physical text of the hymnal. So I liked that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always about connection on one level or another. And so when we change musical styles in worship, we're just offering people a way to connect that makes sense for them and is true to their cultural identity.
Yeah. I went to a more modern service that was when I was living in Atlanta, and it was around the time when like Mumford & Sons was really popular, and they had a folk band sort of vibe, and they usually had someone like on a violin, and they were on the cajon instead of the drum set. Do you know what a cajon is?
I do.
For the people at home who don't know, it's like the box that you sit on that you hit underneath the box, and it makes sort of a rattling sound. And they would sometimes have banjo, and I was like, that was my perfect.
A little stomp and holler to get you moving.
Holler, modern worship band. It was so good.
Yeah.
What are the things that before the feedback phase, when you were in the development phase, that have turned out differently than you thought it was going to turn out? Do you have anything?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I really think from the beginning, there was a clear vision, and it seems to be unfolding relatively close to what not just one person or two people, but the group all came together pretty quickly, and I had a clear consensus on what we felt like the Spirit was moving us to do. I don't think there's anything that has massively changed from the get-go.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about mood, and that's shifted maybe some, or we've talked about in the future, how we might want to reorient some of those things. But right now, we're feeling really comfortable.
It's interesting coming from our perspective in terms of being up in front of people, thinking about how we have to do it differently, like on a clergy side, because we're used to going up and wearing a robe and being in the giant pulpit that's intimidating and sort of trying to speak authoritatively. And when you're in the modern space under the lights and you're on a rug and there's just a tiny little podium in front of you, it's much more connectional, and you're holding a microphone, you can see people right in the eyes and make a connection that way. So it's interesting to think about how we have to prepare differently, and I'm sure that the people in the congregation are experiencing it differently.
Yeah, I definitely tip my hat to all of the different liturgists who have come into that space and had to adapt to something a little bit different. I think about it like if anyone here has ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, I haven't, but one of my brothers loves that show.
Okay, well, your brother will love this analogy.
Okay.
So in the show, you have different people bend different things, right? And they connect with a different kind of martial art. So your earthbenders is a really like commanding, powerful presence. And that's kind of what we do in the traditional worship. We're projecting that energy.
Yes.
But the modern worship space is a little bit more like water bending. You're going with the flow, you're feeling the energy of the room, and it's a little bit more participatory.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Okay, so the next service or next series that we're starting today in service is about politics. And a bit of a disclaimer for the people watching at home. We're filming this on Monday. So I pray to God you know more about the election results while you're watching this than we know here. Because if you and I know the same amount of information, something has gone terribly wrong. But we'll give you as much of a preview as we can. So Mitchell is planning on, again, if nothing dramatic has happened, Mitchell's planning on talking about the difference between listening and agreeing. So how does that hit you? What do you think about when you hear that, the difference between listening and agreeing?
I think we're all afraid that if we don't immediately put up our walls and distance ourselves from ideas that we find to be harmful or scary or are things that we feel like might impact our future in a negative way, we're afraid that will be complicit. But I actually think that the best way to disagree is to participate in the life of the other person who's sharing with you first.
Yeah.
Listen to them, engage, learn where they're coming from, and put yourself in their place. And then when the time is right and you feel and everyone feels comfortable and safe, then you have a better perspective to be able to speak into their life and offer your perspective in a way that connects with what their perspective is.
Yeah. I think there was actually an old Joe Biden interview that I'm thinking of back when he was vice president, talking about when he's in the Senate, one thing he realized early on is that everyone wants the country to be better. So even if someone is, putting forth an idea that you think is ridiculous and terrible, they're not doing it from a malicious perspective. They're doing it because they think it's an honest way to make the country a better place. So when you can meet people on that level ground, and you can do it by listening to them and understanding where they're coming from, I think that helps.
Yeah, underneath all of our votes, there's a layer of fear. And I think that's very human, and it's opportunity for us to connect.
Yes. So that's what we're expecting today. That service will go on for a couple weeks. And we just want to thank you so much for joining us with this pre-show video, and we hope you have a great time in worship.